just as strong as it was on the first day. This love, the only love it comes.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Worth the Wait. It's Sheretta. I'm here by myself. It's been a while since I've done a video all alone without Brandon, but we thought that it would be helpful to speak separately on what we've learned on this engagement journey so far. In a few weeks, we'll be engaged officially for about 6 months. So we thought it would be a fitting time to just kind of talk about what's been going on these past 6 months and what are some of the key things that we've learned, and just share it with, whether you're courting, you're also engaged, or you're single, whatever the case may be. We just thought it'd be helpful to kind of talk about our personal experiences as I prepare to be a wife, and then Brandon will share as he prepares to be a husband. The number one biggest lesson that I've been learning is about communication and assumptions. Sometimes Brandon and I, we miss the mark and we don't discuss a detail or something important, and it just turns into this whole big thing, all because we didn't share that one detail or that one thing. There's a lot of times where Brandon and I, we're on the same page. We have the same goals, we want the same things, we have the same idea. We're like in sync a lot of the times. But I think because of that, sometimes we assume that, oh, well, this is not something I really need to share right away, or like it'll make sense. But later down the line, it's like, wait, you didn't tell me that. That's not what I thought this would be. Or wait, we never discussed that. Like, where did this come from? And it becomes a bigger thing than it really needs to be, all because we didn't share the little details. So I've been learning that you can never over communicate. As we're preparing to share a household and to build a family together in the future, I think that it's important for us to learn how to talk about even the smallest details, like, did you take the trash out, or something like that. Definitely been learning not to assume that Brandon knows everything and will understand everything, and to still say, oh, hey, I just want to check in. I think we both said this, but is this still the case, or something like that. So my advice would just be, you can never over communicate the small details. Proverbs 31 talks about the woman kind of being the manager of the household, and I'm going to make sure that even as I seek to fulfill those duties in our future home, that I still communicate with him and that I still make sure that we're on the same page at all times. The second thing that I've been learning is about gentleness. There are times where Brandon and I don't necessarily agree, and I feel like he doesn't understand my feelings, so I get tense and I may respond a little more aggressively than I should, or I may shut down and not even want to deal with the situation anymore. And I know it's not healthy, and it's something that God is continually working on me to get better at. But I want to just stress gentleness in the sense that if I respond aggressively because I feel like I'm being misunderstood, or that he's not considering my feelings, or not really thinking about my emotional well-being in the moment, I think it's still important for me to remain gentle. The Bible talks about a gentle and quiet spirit, and I don't think that aggressiveness is helping in those situations. It can come across to Brandon as if I'm being disrespectful, which is not really my intent. I just feel like you're not understanding me, but I still think that gentleness is something important for me to cultivate and for me to express. If we look at the example of Jesus, he's the most gentle person that we could ever have as an example. And I'm pretty sure there were a lot of times, even with his disciples, where he was probably frustrated that they weren't getting what he was saying or what he was teaching, but he still was gentle in his response and his approach with them. So my main point from that lesson is just that I'm learning how to cultivate more gentleness, even in frustrating situations or moments. The third and final lesson that I've been able to learn over these last 6 months is remembering service. So if you look back at our first video that we ever did on the purpose of behind courtship, I talked about how it's an opportunity to serve your brother or sister in Christ, and it's not about my needs and what I want, but more so serving Brandon. I've noticed that along this journey, there have been times where I've lost sight of that. I've lost sight of service. I travel a lot for my job. I travel a lot so that Brandon and I can spend time together. And there are times where I'm physically drained, like I'm tired. I just can't function or think about anything. And I've noticed that I've been forgetful of serving Brandon and being attentive to what his needs are spiritually and praying for him and being there for him in many ways. I recognize that I can get so caught up in bride moments or even just regular Sheretta moments where I'm not necessarily thinking about how I can best serve Brandon, even though I said it in that first video. So I definitely know that I need to keep in mind that service aspect of our relationship moving forward, being more attentive, like I said before, being more gentle. And I think that it's also important for me to reflect on these things as I'm preparing to become his wife, because I don't want that to fly under the radar. In our home, I want to be able to continue to serve him throughout our marriage. So that's been an important lesson for me as well. So all in all, these past 6 months, a lot has happened. A lot has been going on. We're planning the wedding and we're excited. But more than just the bride, I am preparing to be his wife. And I've learned that communication, gentleness, and service are still very important, no matter what's going on or what I may be going through. Just asking you guys to keep me in prayer, to keep Brandon in prayer as well as we're on this journey. It seems like time is flying sometimes, and then sometimes it doesn't feel that way. But we're just asking for you to keep praying for us. And I hope that this video was a blessing. I hope that what I've shared is helpful to someone, or if there's something that you want to share to help me as well, I'd love to read it in the comments below. So that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Hey everyone! So I'm jumping in here because in the season of giving and being thankful just for everything that God continues to do in our lives, Sheretta and I wanted to do another giveaway.
Yep.
So we have decided to give away 10 copies of one of our favorite books as it relates to godly romance and Christian courtships. And we want to give them to you.
Yep, so here are the rules. Just number 1, you have to be subscribed to our channel. So if you're not already, subscribe below, click that button. And then number 2, comment on this video with something that God has revealed to you recently, or some lesson that you've learned. As we've been sharing things that God has been showing us in our lives, we'd love to read more about what He's doing for you. So
exactly.
Just comment below with that, and then we'll randomly pick 10 people to receive a copy of the book.
And we'll mail it to you and everything. So
Yep.
we'll handle that all. I'll handle the other details, later on. But yeah, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and share with us. And then we will in turn share with you.
Alright, that's all guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.